Dimensions collide. Chapter 5. Unveiling the glitch. Weeks had passed since the pivotal battle that crippled the Borg invasion. The Aegis Order had returned Alex and Neo to their dimension, leaving them with a bittersweet sense of closure. Though their world felt familiar, it was forever changed. They carried the weight of their interdimensional adventure, the burden of knowledge about the vast and fragile multiverse. One evening, as the crimson sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the Kryst laboratory, a holographic message shimmered to life on the terminal. It was Lyra, her face etched with concern. "Alex, Neo," she began, her voice resonating with urgency. "We have a situation. The Aegis readings from the metallic city are erratic. The Borg Queen is alive, but different." A jolt of unease ran through Alex. The Borg Queen, the embodiment of cold, calculating logic, alive? It defied everything they thought they knew. "What do you mean different?" Neo inquired, his brow furrowed in concentration. Lyra leaned closer to the projector, her features grim. "The Aegis is detecting unusual energy fluctuations emanating from the Queen's central core. It seems she's experiencing emotions." Emotions? The very concept seemed incongruous with the Borg Queen's ruthless efficiency. A wave of disquiet washed over Alex. Was this another Borg tactic, a ploy to manipulate them? Lyra continued, her voice filled with urgency. "We believe these fluctuations might be the source of the erratic Aegis readings. The city's systems are tied to the Queen's neural network. If these emotions are unstable, they could destabilize the entire infrastructure, leading to unpredictable consequences." A heavy silence descended upon the lab. The implications were unnerving. An unstable Borg Queen, a city on the brink of collapse. It could spell disaster for the entire dimension they'd fought so hard to save. "What are we supposed to do?" Alex finally asked, their voice tight with apprehension. "We need to understand the source of these emotions," Lyra stated, her voice firm. "The Aegis Order has limited access to their internal workings, but we possess some ancient texts that might offer guidance." Without further ado, they set about scouring the vast library within the Kryst. Days bled into nights as they delved into dusty scrolls and archaic texts, deciphering cryptic symbols and forgotten languages. One breakthrough came from a fragmented text, its pages brittle with age, written by a long-dead civilization that had once encountered the Borg. It spoke of a hidden directive, a dormant protocol within the Borg Queen's core that could be triggered under extreme circumstances. This directive, the text hinted, could potentially introduce emotional responses into the Borg collective. But there was another disturbing revelation. The activation of such a directive could have unforeseen consequences, potentially leading to a system overload within the Borg Queen, a self-destruction protocol designed as a last resort. "So, we're essentially dealing with a ticking time bomb," Neo stated, his voice laced with frustration. "The Borg Queen's emotional state is destabilizing the city, but fixing it could trigger her self-destruction." Alex gnawed on their bottom lip, the weight of the situation pressing down on them. "There has to be another way," they muttered, their gaze fixed on the ancient text. Suddenly, a flicker of recognition sparked within them. Years of studying Gaia's intricate energy signatures, a skill further honed during their interdimensional journey, provided a glimmer of hope. The text, they realized, vaguely described the hidden directive, using energy signatures. "Neo," Alex exclaimed, their voice filled with newfound determination. "Focus on the Aegis readings coming from the Borg Queen's core. I'll try to compare them with the energy signatures described in this text. Maybe we can isolate the directive and deactivate it." Neo nodded curtly, his eyes reflecting a renewed sense of purpose. They spent hours analyzing the data streams, their minds working in tandem. Slowly, a pattern emerged. Alex identified a specific sequence of energy spikes that aligned perfectly with the descriptions in the ancient text. "This is it," Alex breathed, their finger hovering over the holographic representation of the Borg Queen's core. "This is the hidden directive." But deactivating it was a delicate task. One wrong move could trigger the self-destruction protocol. They needed a precise instrument, a tool capable of manipulating energy on such a minute scale. Their eyes met, and a silent understanding passed between them. Neo, with his knowledge of the Kryst's advanced technology, knew just what they needed. He led them to a hidden chamber within the laboratory, a room filled with prototypes and discarded experiments. There, nestled amidst a chaotic collection of wires and gadgets, lay a forgotten marvel, the neural interface prototype. Developed years ago, the prototype was designed to allow non-invasive communication with organic minds. Though abandoned due to stability issues, it seemed like their only hope. Carefully, Neo dusted off the prototype, its sleek metallic surface gleaming faintly beneath the lab's harsh lights. It resembled a helmet, adorned with intricate biosensors and glowing power couplings. "This is incredibly risky," Neo warned, his voice laced with concern. The prototype was never fully operational. Interfacing with the Borg Queen's core directly could overload the system, or worse, fry your brain. Alex nodded solemnly, aware of the dangers. "There's no other option. If the hidden directive isn't deactivated, the city and maybe even this entire dimension are at risk." With a deep breath, they strapped on the prototype helmet. It felt surprisingly cool against their skin, the biosensors activating with a soft hum. A holographic interface flickered to life before their eyes, displaying a complex web of energy signatures. "All right," Neo's voice echoed through a built-in speaker system. "Focus on the hidden directive sequence. I'll monitor the system for any signs of overload." Taking another deep breath, Alex focused on the energy signature identified earlier. It pulsed erratically within the holographic web, a beacon of instability amidst the organized chaos of the Borg Queen's core. Sweat beaded on their forehead as they willed the prototype to interface with the signature. A jolt of energy surged through the helmet, momentarily disorienting them. The holographic display flickered, filled with static, before stabilizing once more. They were in. A vast digital landscape stretched before them, a sea of swirling code and pulsating energy fields. At its center, a single glowing orb throbbed with an unsettling intensity, the hidden directive. Carefully, navigating the digital landscape with a mixture of telepathic intuition and trial and error, Alex reached the orb. A wave of chaotic emotions washed over them, fear, anger, even a sliver of desperation. This wasn't just a glitch in the system. It was a desperate cry for help. A fragment of the Queen's suppressed consciousness battling against the cold logic of the Borg hive mind. Suddenly, a new energy signature appeared on the periphery of the digital space, a security protocol triggered by the intrusion. Alarms blared within the helmet, and the holographic display flickered menacingly. "We're running out of time." Neo's voice crackled with urgency. "Deactivate the directive. Now." Without hesitation, Alex focused their will. Using the knowledge gleaned from the ancient text, they manipulated the energy flow within the orb, slowly unraveling the complex code that held it together. The orb pulsed erratically, its luminescence intensifying. The chaotic emotions surged violently, a cacophony of confusion and resistance. Then, with a final burst of energy, the orb dissipated, leaving behind a faint echo of its former intensity. Exhaustion washed over Alex as they disconnected from the digital landscape. The lab lights seemed impossibly bright, and the whirring of machinery grated on their nerves. Neo rushed to their side, unstrapping the prototype with trembling hands. "Are you all right?" he asked, his voice filled with concern. Alex managed a weak smile. "Yeah, I think so. My head feels like it's been pummeled, but otherwise okay." Relief flooded Neo's features. He glanced at the Aegis readings displayed on the terminal. The erratic fluctuations had subsided, replaced by a steady stream of data. "It worked," he breathed, a hint of awe in his voice. "You deactivated the hidden directive." A wave of triumph washed over Alex, quickly followed by a sense of unease. What had they unleashed by delving into the Borg Queen's core? Had they simply restored her cold, calculating logic, or had they inadvertently created something entirely different? Suddenly, a new message pulsed to life on the terminal, originating from the metallic city. It wasn't the familiar stream of Borg data, but a single, halting transmission. "Help me," the message repeated itself, a desperate plea echoing through the vast distance. Alex and Neo exchanged a look, their faces etched with a mixture of apprehension and uncertainty. They had saved the city from the Borg Queen's emotional meltdown, but the consequences of their actions were only just beginning to unfold. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to stay up to date with the latest chapters of Dimensions Collide and other exciting content. Join our community of fellow adventurers and explore the wonders of the multiverse together. Love what we do? Consider supporting us on Patreon. Your generous contributions help us continue creating immersive storytelling experiences, unlock exclusive behind-the-scenes content, and gain access to special perks. Every pledge brings us one step closer to unraveling the mysteries of the multiverse. Thank you for being part of our journey. Together, we'll journey to the far reaches of the cosmos and beyond.